Welcome back to Mysteries Crime Stories. Tonight's case takes us deep into rural Georgia, to a quiet backyard where the unthinkable was buried. Two teenagers, their lives cut short, their bodies hidden beneath the very soil they once played on. This is the story of the Crocker children, and the family secret that shook an entire community to its core. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, because today we're digging into one of Georgia's most haunting family tragedies. It began like so many small-town mysteries do, with silence. No frantic 911 calls, no immediate outcry, just an eerie quiet that settled over the Crocker household. The two teens, bright, full of life, hadn't been seen for days. Teachers noticed empty desks, friends whispered, neighbors raised eyebrows. But inside the Crocker home, no answers came. The father brushed off questions. He claimed they had gone to stay elsewhere, that they needed space, that everything was fine. But in the tight-knit community of Effingham County, Georgia, something felt terribly wrong. Behind the closed doors of that modest home, darkness had already taken root. Authorities were eventually tipped off. Rumors swirled that the children hadn't run away at all, that they might still be there, somewhere close. Detectives arrived, search dogs were brought in, shovels pierced the earth. And then, the smell. The ground beneath the Crocker family's backyard yielded its secret. Carefully wrapped, buried deep. Two sets of remains, unmistakably human. The children were home all along, their final resting place chosen not by fate, but by the hands of family. The community reeled. How could a father's yard conceal such horror? How could neighbors who had barbecued and laughed just feet away never know? The investigation revealed an accomplice, not a stranger, not an outsider, but someone tied by family. The step-uncle. He confessed, not to killing the children, but to helping cover it up. He admitted he had buried them, that he had known the truth and kept it locked away. His guilty plea sent shockwaves. What kind of loyalty, or fear, could compel someone to commit such an act of concealment? And, most importantly, what did he know about the father's role in this nightmare? At the center of it all stood the father, a man whose name became synonymous with betrayal, who lived in the same home where laughter once echoed while the bodies of his own children lay decomposing just feet away. Neighbors described him as distant. Some said controlling, others said he had demons of his own, but nothing could explain or excuse the sheer horror of what investigators uncovered in his backyard. Authorities charged him. A trial loomed, and with it, the possibility of life behind bars, or worse. Forensic teams pieced together the timeline, the condition of the bodies, the way they were wrapped, the soil samples proving how long they'd been buried. Each detail painted a chilling picture of planning, not panic. This was not an impulsive act, it was deliberate, and the step-uncle's guilty plea only reinforced that this was no accident, but a crime that demanded accountability. Effingham County had never seen anything like this. Teachers wept at vigils. Neighbors placed flowers by the fence line. Small-town churches held prayers, their pews filled with mourners asking the same question. Why? Why would a father destroy his own children? Why would a relative help him hide it? The Crocker name became a stain, a reminder that evil can grow in even the most ordinary homes. The step-uncle's case moved quickly. He pled guilty to the cover-up. He admitted his shame. But the father's trial? That still lies ahead. Prosecutors say they will pursue the harshest possible sentence. Defense attorneys argue there is more to the story. Yet, in the court of public opinion, the verdict already feels written. A man who let his children vanish into the soil of his own yard. The Crocker children never lived long enough to see adulthood. Their dreams, their futures, buried with them. And while the trial may one day bring closure, no sentence will undo the horror of their final moments. In the end, this case leaves us with a chilling reminder. Sometimes the greatest danger doesn't lurk in the shadows outside our homes. Sometimes it sleeps under the same roof. Somber music fades in, low and haunting. This was the story of the Crocker children, a case that still rattles Georgia, and a reminder that even family bonds can break in the darkest of ways. What do you think? Was the step-uncle a victim of manipulation or an accomplice who chose loyalty over justice? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, subscribe to Mysteries Crime Stories for more haunting true crime cases told in cinematic detail. Until next time, stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember, sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones closest to home.